Welcome to the Year 7 lesson for division in parts with remainders. In this lesson I'm learning to solve mental division problems with remainders. Let's start with this question here. I've got 94 items which I want to share into 4 groups. Now before you start this lesson you should have completed the Year 7 lesson for division in parts. So you should know our first step is going to be to find a big tidy number which is on our 4 times tables. Now I could choose 40, but that's not really big enough, so I'm going to go up to 80. So I'm going to split 94 into a group of 80. Now I can see that I've got 14 left over, but there's a problem there because I can't share 14 into 4 groups. It just won't go evenly. So what I want to do is think of what's the biggest number on my 4 times tables that's less than 14. Well, the biggest number on my 4 times tables that's less than 14 is 12. Now I still need to share out 94, so if I share out 80 and then I share out another 12, there's still another 2 items left over. So let's start by sharing out the 80. 80 items shared between 4 groups means I'm going to put 20 items in every group. Now I'm moving on to my pile of 12. If I share 12 items between 4 groups, I will need to put 3 items in every group. Now you can see I'm left with 2 items here, but I can't share 2 items evenly between 4 groups. So we call these items the remainders. They're the bits left over that can't be shared out evenly. So to answer the question, 94 divided by 4, that means I can share 20 plus 3, which is 23 items into every group. 23 items, and I will have 2 remainders. Let's try another question. This time I want to share 74 items between 3 groups. So just like last time, I'm thinking of a big tidy number which is on my 3 times tables. Now 30 is a little bit small, I want to go a bit bigger than that, and I know that 60 is on my 3 times tables. So I'm going to start by sharing out 60. Now that means I've got another 14 left over, but 14's no good to me because I can't share 14 evenly between 3 groups. So I'm just going to put that over there. So I need to think what number is on my 3 times tables which is just a little bit less than 14. Well, 12 is on my 3 times tables, so I could share out 12. Now I still need to share out 74. So far I've shared out 60 plus another 12, so that's 72 items. So that means there still must be 2 more items left to share out. Well, I'm going to start with my pile of 60. If I share those 60 items between 3 groups, that means I need to put 20 items in every group. Now I'm going to move on to my group of 12. I need to share those 12 items between 3 groups, so that means I need to put another 4 items in every group. Now that means I've just got 2 items left over. Well, I can't share 2 items evenly between 3 groups, so these are the remainders. So to answer the question, 74 divided by 3, first of all I put 20 counters in each group, then I put another 4 counters in every group, so in total I put 24 counters in every group. So I can write that up here. 24. But I had these 2 items left over, so I had 2 remainders. So the answer to 74 divided by 3 is 24 remainder 2. And that simply means if I had 74 counters which I had to share between 3 groups, I could put 24 items in every group, but I'd have 2 items which are left over. Let's have a think about the important things to remember in this lesson. Well, just like our first Year 7 lesson, we're still looking to share this number here out in parts. So in this example, I shared it out into 80, 12, and 2. Now you just need to be careful that when you choose these numbers here, you're choosing numbers which can be shared between this amount of groups. So 80 was easy, but then I was left with that tricky 14. So I had to break that 14 into a group of 12, which I knew I could share between 4 groups, and then I knew I'd have some left over. So once we'd broken that amount out, we shared out the counters, and in this example, I shared out 20 into each group, then another 3, which meant I put 23 items in every group, and we recorded the amount left over as remainders. And we write that out like this: 23 remainder 2. You can find the activity sheet that goes with this lesson in the Teacher Tools Multiplication and Division book from the Whitebook collection.